Hi beautiful souls, it's Tan here today with an astrology moon sign video for you, and we are going to talk about the Aquarius moon today. So before you proceed with this video, I would recommend that you watch my moon sign introduction video first. I'll leave a link for that up there and in the description box below so that you can kind of be more familiar with the theories and the concepts that I'm talking about in this video, because I'll be mentioning them in the introduction video. So the way I will proceed with this video is that first I'll talk about the Aquarius moon as an infant and what their needs were and how they had that met. And then I'll talk about the Aquarius moon and the relationship with their mother. And then we'll go into talking about something very interesting, which I like to talk about. The unconscious ingrained habitual patterns of the Aquarius moon that is a result of conditionings during infancy, which is not the highest potential or the true vibration of this moon sign or any moon sign, because they're conditionings. So it's going to be a lower vibration of the Aquarius moon before we go into talk about how to decondition so that the Aquarius moon can be at their highest energy vibration. And then I'll talk a little bit about what it's like to be in a relationship with this moon sign, and I'll finish off talking about the true potentials of the Aquarius moon. So when the Aquarius moon was an infant, they had a kind of impersonal kind of infancy. They are not needy children or clingy children. They might have kind of been the youngest or the middle child, and they kind of watched their elder siblings grow up and kind of watched how the elder siblings demanded their needs or had their needs met, and they kind of prematurely learned and understood human emotions way before other moon signs did, way before other children reached this level of maturity. So when time came to you as an Aquarius moon getting what you needed, you weren't so attached to it. This is mainly as a result of not wanting to conform to the typical neediness style of other children, especially the neediness style of the siblings that you had watched while you were growing up. I hope that made sense. So this is kind of without taking into account aspects to the moon, but the relationship with the mom for the Aquarius moon was kind of like friendship. Like you can kind of talk to your mom about feelings instead of displaying them, because you don't like to display that to your mom because you had watched your siblings do it and you didn't want to conform. You didn't want to do what they did. So the general habit patterns of the Aquarius moon not only stems from them observing their families, but also from them observing the whole entire world. You saw and observed the injustices and sufferings of the world, and how people, the real emotions that people felt when they had to suffer, and you can't really quite get a grasp of why your feelings even mattered that much compared to those people. Why your feelings would have much weight compared to what's really going on. So as an adult, an Aquarius moon person can seem quite detached. They don't want to be an emotional mess, not because they want perfectionism like the Virgo moon, but because that's what everyone else is doing. Everyone's got drama. Everyone's got their heart on their sleeves, and you kind of associate these displays of emotions with unnecessity compared to what's going on in the real world. Real suffering like poverty, death, and famine, and war. Personal displays of feelings then became almost like a yucky and kind of a disgusting thing for an Aquarius moon person. So if you're like a best friend with an Aquarius moon person, I have a lot of best friends that have Aquarius moons. If you kind of cry in front of them after a breakup or something, instead of hugging you and comforting you, they would kind of talk to you logically and try to come up with reasons why the relationship might have failed and what you can do next, and things like that. They won't really do it with much empathy for you. But if you talk about your feelings without showing it, then you would kind of be on the same page with them. Do you know what I mean? Aquarius moon people want to appear to be undisturbed by anything that you tell them. They want to remain calm and level-headed. But you see, to really be level-headed means that you must have really felt the totality, the depths of pain or of any of the emotions, and then still maintain calmness. You can still, remain calm. That's real level-headedness. But the Aquarius moon doesn't actually allow themselves to feel the depths, the totality of their emotions. They can't really be called level-headed or unmoved. It's more of like they're talking themselves out of really feeling. They're kind of like using their mind to talk their way out of the feelings. I know quite a lot of Aquarius moons in my life, and I have to tell you, there's one thing that really gets to them, all of them, that really makes them come out of this talking themselves feeling stage and really become more deep. And that one thing is a passionate love affair, a romantic, truly intimate and involved love affair. A romantic relationship, basically. It makes the Aquarius moon person feel the depths of their emotions and feelings in a way that they have never felt before. It's not usually like many lovers or like many events. Usually like it's like one person, one lover, one event, that really gets to them. And the Aquarius moon goes from being this, unperturbed, unmoved, chilled kind of a person to someone who can be more dramatic and touchy-feely, and an emotionally aware type of person. They finally understand how emotions work, that we need to feel them because we are humans. And that's what we do. It's part of the human experience, and our deep feelings are what actually connects us to each other. It's our empathy that connects us to one another. If you're in a relationship with an Aquarius moon, the first thing that you need to know is that they're going to need a lot of space and freedom to kind of figure out how they're feeling about something. Even for the Aquarius moons that have already understood emotions, they still need that time. They may have an emotional delay, like they may feel sad about something that you've said like last year, because in their minds they're kind of going through the different reasonings of why you might have said something, and they're thinking critically about the situation. They're thinking about the different frames of thoughts surrounding the situation before they will finally realize that, all right, this is a reasonable enough situation for me to feel deeply about it or to feel something about it. And then they'll be sad or they'll be angry about it. The second thing you need to know if you're in a relationship with them is that they are going to love to talk about their feelings. They won't display it, but they'll love to talk about it. But it's not like in a chatty Gemini moon kind of way, but they really do have perspective. Really different and interesting perspectives on emotions. I like to talk to my Aquarius moons about what I'm feeling because they tend to just be, they just say the things that I didn't think about, or like just an elevated almost kind of perception of emotions. It's very thought-provoking, but they're gonna suddenly appear aloof if you start displaying your emotions to them. So I think we've kind of talked about the lowest vibration of the Aquarius moon already, but of course with a bit of habit adjustment that all the moon signs can do, the Aquarius moon can be at their highest energy vibration. You can turn that stubborn, inflexible, I don't feel anything kind of a person into someone who's very perceptive. You do have this amazing wisdom about you regarding, relationships and intimacy. It makes friends and families come to you for advice. And you have an acceptance, an authentic and genuine acceptance of all kinds of people, regardless of their race or gender or sexual orientation, just simply because you really truly understand, human nature as a collective. You really understand that we are simply just stardust. And that's pretty amazing. We're all connected to each other, but we're all very unique in our own way. And most Aquarius moons have their own little one or two quirky, eccentric, weird hobbies and interests like aliens, astrology, conspiracy theories, which makes them all the more interesting to be around. And that's my take on the Aquarius moon. If you have this moon sign, please leave a comment below. Let me know what your experiences have been and have you deconditioned yet. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button to see more astrology content. That's all for today. I'll see you very soon, guys. Have a beautiful day. Bye!